we're going to start with matrices today. And the main reason that we're doing matrices eventually is so we can solve a systems of equations using matrices. A system of equations with just two variables, those are pretty easy. We kind of have those like whipped pretty good. But when you add a third variable and a third equation, it kind of gets crazy. And there are a couple of ways that you can do it. You can use substitution and elimination. You don't have to write this down. All right, so this is a system with three variables. And if you're going to use substitution and elimination, you have to eliminate variables. So, like this one already just has an x and a 3z. So if I could combine these two together to eliminate the y's, then I could use what was left of that, because if I eliminate the y's and these two, then I will be left with just an x and a z. So then I could use that answer with this one to eliminate either the x or the z, and I'm down to just one variable. And then I would substitute that back in, solve for that variable, and then substitute it into another one. It gets crazy, and it uses a lot of paper. Okay? So, a lot. Then you can use a matrix, and there's two ways to use a matrix. One way is this thing called Gaussian elimination. And let me go back here. What you do is you put all your coefficients into a matrix, and then you manipulate the rows to eliminate Alright, so this is a problem with, this is finding an inverse using the Gaussian stuff, okay? So you put everything in here, and then like row 2 becomes 2 times row 1 plus row 2, and row 3 becomes 4 times row 1 minus row 3. And so that's the math that you do. And then row 3 becomes row 2 minus row 3. Row 1 becomes 3 times row 3. So that's, yeah, it's horrible. Like, I'm sorry, but it's awful. Mr. Gauss, who came up with our Gaussian elimination, this is a punishment. It has its place. You can also see what? From July of 2000. What? Yeah.
I wasn't born yet.
It's okay. Lots of people weren't born yet.
I'm the grandma. Joelle.
What angel? Can we have the paper and grades?
Well, there's some I haven't used yet. Here's my homework.
I was born July 7th.
I would say I'm surprised it's not falling to dust, but I'm surprised I'm not falling to dust this morning.
Oh, here it is.
Where's was that paper, Greg? What? Where was that paper? I don't know.
It's older than the paper. Ew.
That wasn't born yet. It was old as the paper.
See that?
Ew. No.
Yeah. So we're not doing that, okay? I'm going to show you how to use your calculator, and I'm going to show you how to use your calculator and matrices to solve problems like this. But first we have to like get familiar with a matrix. I think that you probably remember this because this is like the easiest stuff we've ever done. Right? Yes? No? Maybe? You remember a matrix is just a rectangular arrangement of numbers, right? You have we name them rows by columns. So this would be 3 rows and 4 columns. This would be a 3 by 4. Right? Remember that? Yeah. Each one of these little pieces, they're called elements. Two matrices can be equal if all their elements are equal. So if I had like this equals A 1, 6, x minus 3, 2, 0, 3a, and so on, then like, no, that would be, then like 3 is a, 1, 6, see, x minus 3 would have to equal 4, so that means x would be 7, 2, 0, well, this is negative 9, and this is 3b, so b has to be negative 3. So if two matrices are equal, then all of their elements, each individual elements are equal. The elements that correspond to each other. You can add and subtract matrices if they are the exact same dimensions. So let's say you've got like a 2 by 3. It's going to be matrix A. And another 2 by 3. They're the exact same size, so I can add and subtract them. A plus B would equal 2 plus negative 1, 1 plus 11, 7 plus negative 6, 4 plus 4, 9 plus 9, 6 plus negative 12. You can subtract them. Same thing, 2 minus negative 1, 1 minus 11, 7 minus negative 6, 4 minus 4, 9 minus 9, 6 minus negative 12. But they have to be the exact same size because you have to add and subtract all these corresponding parts. And if they're not the exact same size, then you're not going to have a part to correspond to it to add or subtract it. Okay? You can also do something called scalar multiplication. It's just a whole bunch of distributive property. 5 times negative 3, 5 times 2, 5 times 1, 5 times 6. It's just a bunch of distributive property, and that's it. Let's talk about how to put these in your calculator. First of all, does anybody remember from last year how to put these in your calculator? You're like, we did matrices last year? What? Really? This year or last year?
Last year. There was like a whole section. There was like 10 different kinds.
But you don't remember where it is on your calculator? I'll give you a hint. It says matrix. There it is. Yep, somebody found it. Where is it? Yeah, it's right there above x and negative 1. So second matrix. What have I done? All right. So you name them, you do math with them, and you edit them. So let's go over to math. And these are all the things, not all the things, but we're going to do quite a few of these things. A determinant, we'll do that. I don't think that we'll turn we won't do row swap. See all this? This is what I was showing you on my paper that I had to do by hand. Thanks, Dr. Armstrong. We'll find the inverse. But let's go to edit. Edit is where you put a matrix into your calculator. Okay, so click on edit. If you haven't erased your memory in a long time, it's going to be whatever you last had in there. let's put this one right here in. This -3, put that in your calculator. So that is a 2 by 2. Here's something super important. Whenever you are putting something into a matrix or you have to hit the enter button after every one of them, okay? So that's -3, enter. 2, enter. 1, enter. 6, enter, even after the last one. If you don't hit it even after the last one, then you're going to end up getting a wrong answer. All right? Second, quit. Leave it. Your calculator's going to remember it. Now I'm going to do 5 times that matrix. Oops, wrong button. 5 times A. See? 5 times matrix A. And there it is. Ta-da. Put in the 5, and then I went to matrix, and see where I have A right there under names. Just hit enter. There's 5A. That's it. Okay, and you can add them, subtract them, whatever with that. Okay. You can also do matrix multiplication. Okay, no time. For matrix multiplication, you can do matrix multiplication by hand. We did it last year. I don't know if you remember. It takes like a solid hour and a half to do one problem. Okay, maybe not, but still, it takes a long time. We're just gonna do it on the calculator. If you have one on your clip test, you're gonna do it on the calculator. You're not gonna do it by hand. So we're gonna do it on the calculator. Now, in order to do matrix multiplication, the matrices, the inside dimensions have to match, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's say that matrix A is a 2 by 3, and matrix B is a 3 by 5. So I can multiply matrix A times matrix B, because that would be a 2 by 3 times a 3 by 5. See the 3 and the 3, they match? But if I switch it around and try to do B times A, that's a 3 by 5 times a 2 by 3. They don't match. That's not possible. So it's really important when you put these in your calculator that you get them in your calculator in the right order. Because if you get them backwards, your calculator will tell you there's an error. That's not possible. You can't do that. I'm going to give you one just to let you practice putting in your calculator and stuff and doing the multiplication. Oh my gosh. And I still haven't taken a roll, so I need to get that done before somebody has a fit. Man, I've got to sneeze. There you go. Do that one in blue. Put that in your calculator. Find your answer.
Bless you.
done? What's your dimensions for your answer, by the way?
3 by 4.
So you had a 2 by 3, no, a 3 by 2, sorry, a 3 by 2 and a 2 by 4, and your answer was a 3 by 4. Was that it? This is a 1, 2, 3, 3 by 2. This is a 1, 2, 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So these two match. And then the dimensions of your answer will be whatever's left. A 3 by 4. See? So that's pretty cool. And then let's see, what'd you get? It's like what? -1, 4, 5. Is this what you got? Is that your answer? Here's the problem. Okay, here's one problem to watch out for. If you put in one answer incorrect, or one number incorrectly, it's going to mess up your whole answer. So watch out for that. That's the only thing to really warn you about on these. Okay.
Did you do that in your book?
No, I've already had the answer.
I'm really concerned about that.
No. I can't keep that straight. I mean, I know it's 2 times 1 plus 3 times -1 is -1, but then after that, I'd probably it would all just get jumbled up. It'd be like number soup in my head. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could. Okay. So we're going to do some really crazy stuff with these, but not today. Today you're going to practice putting them in your calculator. Everything that you're doing today is on your calculator. Do you have a calculator? Did you just don't have it today?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's not good. You know, you've got until like May 14th to find it. You know, you got to have it by then. Okay. That makes sense. All right, so you've got like a page in Google Classroom, and it's all calculator. Okay, it's all calculator. I want you to do the odds to 15, section 7-2, 1 to 15, the odds. It's all calculator. You don't have to show any work or anything like that. I just want you to be able to put those in your calculator in like 3 seconds or less. That's what I want.